So today we're going to be talking about the new changes in Google's leadership and also how they're falling behind AI because it's a bit of a crisis. If you're not familiar with what happened, Alphabet announced a major AI leadership shakeup just last week. It was around Friday. Demis Hassabis stepped down as DeepMind CEO to become Alphabet's chief scientist and chair. Concurrently, 27-year veteran and chief scientist Jeff Dean departed alongside top researchers to launch an AI startup named Discovery Loop. At the same time as well, you've got Gemini falling behind in every single benchmark. I don't see him in the top 5. I don't even see him in the top 10 on most benchmarks these days. What are you thinking, guys?
Oh man, Google needs to hire us too. We'll the AI bros. We'll sort it out. Yeah, it is. Do you know what? I asked Julian before we went live on here. I said to him, like, do you actually use Gemini for anything? Because I've stopped using Gemini. Yeah, like we're both on a very similar stance. We're not using AI at all, or sorry, we're not using Google's AI at all, or very little. It's a bit of a weird one because I remember 2-3 years ago they launched Notebook LM, which was like really decent. Got a little thumbs up, and ever since then it's just kind of a little bit dead in the water. I'll show you a few different stats. So obviously Julian mentioned Jeff Dean. He was, by the way, employee number 30 at Google.
Wow.
This is not like something like Jeff Dean, he joined 5 years ago, he's left today. 27 years he's been at Google, employee number 30. And this kind of looks like a new chapter for Google's AI. I'm going to ask you a question, Julian. Do you think this has got anything to do with the numbers of Google, like the profits and stuff like that they recently reported?
For sure. I think it's a big problem right now because they've probably got, I mean, they were way ahead. I can imagine they probably didn't lose that momentum. It's just like they've got to protect the cash cow that they currently have. And so like it's not like ChatGPT where if they launch a new feature, that's great. It's going to get them loads of customers. With Google, it's like if they launch a new feature, you have to think about like this massive chess game where anything in the ecosystem can get taken down.
I think it's a little bit of a strange one with Google and Alphabet, right? Because if you're Sam Altman at OpenAI, you can go to your investors and say, by the way, guys, Q3 or Q2, we've not made any money. It's expected for ChatGPT to not make any money. With Google, on the other hand, they've been making money for so long. So imagine going to your board of directors and saying, hey, guys, we've not made any money.
Yeah, 100%. And then, yeah, that's the other thing, because they've not just got like the business that they have to protect. They've not just got all like a huge organization, like a crazy empire, but at the same time, they've got all these shareholders as well in the stock market. It's so different for them, isn't it? They're playing a different game.
Yeah, I feel like it's more of a weighted system. And in one hand, they want to obviously be the ruler upon rulers of AI and search and stuff like that. But on the other hand, they also need to invest money to do that. So it's like a swinging pendulum.
The other thing I heard is
go on.
like, so the Jeff Dean who left, he's gone to start his own AI startup called Discovery Loop, and Discovery Loop apparently has been funded by Google.
Oh, I could probably answer this. I don't know if you've seen this, where businesses that shouldn't be doing business are doing business together. So, like, for example, OpenAI and NVIDIA have formed a partnership, and part of that partnership is like they'll invest money into, let's say, a $7 million data center. Right. The reason why they're doing these partnerships and setting up like sub brands is because it's not technically deemed as a loss if they were going to do it themselves. It's deemed as an investment.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Kind of like the same way like Google have actually invested in Anthropic and have done so many partnerships with other competitors in the AI space. Yeah, it makes total sense. I do think from their perspective though, like if you were working for Google and you're one of the top AI researchers in the world, like your talent is, everyone wants you. Like all these crazy companies like OpenAI and Anthropic, they want you. And so like I can imagine it would be so frustrating to work at Google because there's so many politics and layers of bureaucracy that it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to go and work for, because they get stuff.
So I think it's a twofold, right? Like if even OpenAI will have some form of bureaucracy. I think a lot of these like mini partnerships that they're doing, because they're like it's I wouldn't even deem it as a partnership. It's almost like a new entity almost, right? In the fact that they're going and setting up this new entity, and let's say it's Anthropic and Google, and it's this new entity above them. I think that entity that they've set up is there for the reason if anything was to go wrong, let's say it's a new type of LLM, right? If that LLM gives you false information, that company gets sued. It's not actually Google or Anthropic that's viable. It's that entity that would end up getting sued. So I think that is one reason why they're doing it. And a second, they can very much quickly go to market a lot quicker than if Apple was to launch something or if Google was to launch something.
Yeah, that makes sense as well. They can move faster, like as a smaller
Exactly.
entity. Yeah. I do think they're. I think they're under pressure though. Like they're falling behind. I mean, this is if they are deemed as someone who's behind OpenAI or behind Anthropic, their share prices we already saw on Friday is going to keep dropping at a point where it's like had so much momentum recently.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting one. Like I was always under the impression that Google's going to win the AI race. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Just
Yeah,
solely
I thought
because they've
so.
got so much
Yeah.
data.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
They should be miles ahead, really.
who do you think is going to win the AI race?
I think Anthropic are crushing it, and they've been crushing it for the last couple of years. I don't have that much faith in OpenAI. I think like OpenAI is just a big empire, and like I can't see them making decisions in the right way. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I think Anthropic out of all three of them have surprised me the most.
I think Anthropic, but not for the same reasons as you. I think Anthropic because of the whole ecosystem. It just works it's like Apple, right? I
Apple,
can take a note on my Apple Notes and it goes to my Mac. They've built a very well oiled ecosystem that just works well. Like I remember when we were using and doing videos on Sora, right? Where's Sora now? The ChatGPT browser. I forget what it's called. I don't even know what. Yeah, where's that now?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree. I know. I
Um,
think Anthropic are playing a smarter game, which is it's kind of like if you're trying to scale an agency, like Anthropic, they just focus on enterprise clients. It's like if you were trying to scale an agency to big numbers, to like a decent amount, you wouldn't just focus on those tiny small businesses. You wouldn't be going after the one man bands. You'd be going after the big enterprise companies. And when I look at like the growth of Anthropic, that's exactly their play. Is like they're not really concerned about the one man shows or the small entrepreneurs or anything like that, or the free users. They're just laser focused on enterprise, and that's what's working for them.
and I also think that's the reason why ChatGPT had to start pushing ads. Like
Yeah, that's
I
it.
remember when barely anyone was using Claude. One of my friends that works in a UK bank, he says we've got a custom Claude that is not connected to the internet, and it's specifically almost built for us. So a lot of the enterprise, like I believe it was like Barclays Bank, don't quote me on it, but they've got like an enterprise version of Claude that's only accessible to them, that's also custom built for them specifically. So if they're winning government contracts and bank contracts like that, they're going to be rolling in it.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. All right. Well, thanks for watching. That is the Google crisis right now. Link in the comments description if you want to check out our school groups and you want to learn more about SEO. And see you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.